So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, what's good, what's good, what's good? This is What Your Name, Wynton, and you got Joe over here on the line, and we're going to go ahead and run down some sports real quick for you guys.
Facts. Yeah, first topic is the NFL draft and NFL and the predictions of the NFL.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I did a lot of researching on this one, and we can't go through the whole draft.
I agree. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. So, but I do got my top 10 teams that I think is going to be pretty decent this year because of the draft and because of picks of overall. So I'm gonna go through all my 10, and we just gonna go through them, and you tell me what you think, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Cool. Go ahead and lead the way, man.
All right, cool. All right, my number 10. I put them. I'm gonna go from 10 all the way down to 1. My number 10 is the Colts. The Colts was 10-6 last year. They also drafted drafted a wide receiver, I think. They also got T.Y. Hilton. I think Andrew Luck is going to come back. He's feeling better this year. I think he's going to come back with the same record around 10-6. And they're going to be pretty decent. The reason I say they 10 is because they got the Texans, they got the Jaguars, and they got the Titans. You know what I mean? And they're division. You see what I'm saying? That's not a tough division.
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars.
I agree.
Jaguars was tough one year, but I think they went down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't think they're gonna be as hard as they was that one year. Nice running back. They drafted a cornerback, they drafted a defensive end, and they drafted another cornerback and a safety. And what they didn't need was a defense. I think if they get their defensive line, I think they could be at least top and get to the playoffs. But I think whoever they face in the playoffs going to knock them out. So that's why I put them at 10.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that 100%. I think that's been a problem with the Colts for a little while now.
Yeah.
And it hasn't really been fixed.
Mm-hmm. All
right. So what?
My number 9. You might not agree, or you might agree. All right. They didn't have a good season last year, but I think this year is going to be their breakout year. All right. I'm going to say the 49ers. They was 4-12 last year. They sucked. All right. But they did draft the first round. They got the second round. The first round pick on the second pick, they got a defensive end, Nick Bosa. That boy is big, boy. That boy is big. I'm telling you. And then they still got Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a pretty elite quarterback if you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's just go into that a little bit. Why do you feel that way?
Jimmy Garoppolo?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't as efficient, but he don't suck. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. You give me your predictions on that, on their offense.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking because I'll be honest. I didn't really. I'm not too sure about him yet.
Okay, I can respect.
You know what I'm saying? To me, he hasn't really stood the test of time, or he hasn't been hit. You know, I don't know. I don't know yet on that one. But that's why I asked you why, man.
The only thing we got to go off of with Jimmy Garoppolo is he was the backup quarterback for Tom Brady. Remember?
Correct.
So, and when Tom Brady was injured, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do terrible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he
did very well.
You know, but I think, now he get his own time to shine. He didn't shine last year, but I think this year, I think he won it. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, he still got his wide receiver Goodwin, and, you know what I mean? He still got a pretty good offensive line. It's just I think last year their defense was really, couldn't stop people from scoring. They also had the Rams who went to the Super Bowl, so they couldn't beat the Rams, and I don't think they're going to beat the Rams this year. And they also have a Seahawks in their division, and they have the Cardinals. So do I think they're going to be last again? I don't think they're going to be last. But do I think they're going to be first? they're not gonna be first.
Okay.
So
Okay, so you're just saying breakout seasons, like their season's gonna be better than last year.
Yeah. I think.
Okay, so I can totally agree with that, man. Yeah,
All right.
I can totally agree with that. All right, let's go on. What's the next one?
8. You may agree, you may not agree. The Browns. They look good on paper, man. They look very good on paper. They got your boy Odell Beckham. They still got Landry, the wide receiver. They got your boy Chubb back there toting that rock. And then they got another running back, Kareem Hunt. So them 2 running backs right there is going to be hard to stop. They got Baker Mayfield coming out the quarterback position. It depends how he do. If he's good or not.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, if he can get them 2 the ball, they dangerous. They got a good linebacker position. Ray Armstrong, that boy big. You know what I'm saying? Their defensive line ain't too good, and they cornerbacks ain't too good. But they got a good linebacker. You know what I mean? But their offense looks fantastic. It's like a dream come true offense, really. You got 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and 2 running backs.
Okay.
So if Baker Mayfield can't score points and can't break out this year with him with that type of offense, they need to look into the coaching. They need to look into the quarterback or something, or the whole facility. You know what I mean?
What did the Browns do last year? They went 7-8?
Yeah, 7-8. Yep.
So I agree with you. I think they'll be able to garnish 2 or 3 more wins on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, they should be between the Steelers and the Browns. Really, I think the Ravens won the division last year, but I really don't think they're going to win this year.
Right.
I mean, even by the Ravens winning the division in their division last year, they won by a game. You know what I'm saying?
1 game. Yes.
So
really, the whole division was really only 1 game behind each other, except like Steelers and Browns. It was like a 3-game difference.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty close division.
Yeah. So I got Browns number 8. All right. So I think they're gonna have a breakout year because of the way it looks on paper.
I agree. I I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the biggest Odell Beckham fan.
Okay.
But I'm really not the biggest Odell Beckham fan. But this year with the Browns will decide on whether I will believe in him and as a player or not. This year will decide that for me.
I got a question. Do you think
What?
Eli Manning was holding Odell back?
Yes.
Okay.
But I also do know that Odell Beckham was facing triple coverage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And now if they do that with Odell Beckham right now, I'm telling you, your boy Chubb back there and Kareem Hunt.
Exactly. They have the offense to set it off. So let's see. That's
you
know what I'm saying? Let's see if Odell really do what I liked him to do that 1 year when he had the 1-hand catch.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Because since then, to me, he hasn't been that, but I understand the situation.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the reason I put the Browns 8 is not because of their draft. I really didn't like their draft too much, but they did have a good free agent. You know what I mean? They got a lot of good free agents.
Okay, I agree with that.
And good trades.
All right, so what's next?
All right, number 7 is our team, Steelers. The reason I put them number 7 is the draft, man. Now, one thing you can't deny is the Steelers have a good organization, and we can find some talent. You know what I'm saying? A first rounder, linebacker, Devin Bosch, and that's what we needed. We got 3 linebackers in this draft, bro. We got a wide receiver, and we got a running back. And arguably, James Conner didn't do bad last year. You see what I'm saying? I mean, is he good as Le'Veon Bell? No. But I think with this backup running back we got, with the rookie coming in, he's just as big as Le'Veon Bell, can break tackles, and with James Conner, them both toting the rock, I think we'll be all right. We got a wide receiver that's pretty good. that'll back up Juju. You know what I'm saying? So I think we picked two good first and second rounders with a linebacker and wide receiver. We going back to the old defense, to the old Steelers, where we making our defense strong, and that's what we need. And if you can, and people can hate him or they can love him, but he's still a Hall of Famer, Ben Roethlisberger. So I think with the draft that we got, I think people gonna be sleeping and worried, but I think they gonna wake up this year and we gonna be either first or second in division.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I don't see why the Steelers can't be. Yeah. And they picked another wide receiver. I love Juju Smith-Holster. I think he's fire. I think, the Steelers are definitely going to be a surprise team, and they're going to, it wouldn't surprise me if they go 10-5, or 10-6 or 10-5. It's 10-5, right?
Yeah, last year we was 9-6-1, one tie. So we should have been 10-6, but it was 9-6-1 with one tie. So.
All right, I think we'll be able to win 10 or 11 games next year. You know what I'm saying? James Conner, if it wasn't for James Conner getting injured last year, we probably would have won some more games.
I give you that. Yep.
Because he had a concussion like halfway through the season or something like that.
Yep.
So I mean, I agree. Now let me ask. Well, we'll say this for another show. But my question for you is, and we'll talk about this another show.
Okay.
Should the Steelers have traded Ben instead of Antonio Brown and kept Le'Veon Bell and got another quarterback? But we'll talk about that later.
We'll go in on that. We'll go in on that. But let me go ahead to number 6, man. Number 6. Dallas Cowboys, man. I didn't really like their draft picks too much, but they did they still have their tight end. They still have their wide receiving core. They still have Dak Prescott, and they still have arguably the best running back in the league right now, your boy Elliott. But I did like that they got a running back named Cobb, and also they got the Eagles in their division, the Redskins and the Giants. Redskins, they gonna kill them. They gonna kill the Giants. Then that leaves the Eagles. They was 10-6 last year, and can they beat the Eagles? I don't think so. But it's a close. That's gonna be a good division rival right there.
Okay.
I think Dak Prescott's gonna have a good year, and I think Elliott's gonna have a great year, and arguably the best offensive line. Besides the Steelers. Steelers got a good offensive line too. But they got arguably probably the best offensive line in the league and the defensive line. So I think long as they can Dak Prescott can use the tight end, Wynton pretty good, I think they'll be pretty decent. And probably have a better year or about the same year, and get to the playoffs. At least the second round of the playoffs. Okay.
All right. I agree with that. Let's go to the next one because we're kind of putting a lot of time on. Okay. So let's go to the next one.
Okay. The next one is Philly. I got Philadelphia. They got the Cowboys, of course, but they got your boy Deshaun Jackson back from the Buccaneers. So I think Deshaun Jackson is a better fit with the Eagles, not with the Bucs. So I think that's going to be straight, and they got a lot of defensive players, so I think that's going to be straight for the Phillies. All right. For number 4, Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
They got a new coach. So we'll see what this young boy can do and lift the spirits of the Green Bay Packers. Packers don't have a bad team. They just had a bad year last year. So I think they're going to come back strong this year. Do you think they should have fired the coach last year in the middle of the season?
Nah.
Matthew McCarthy?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm a firm believer, unless you do something so wrong, I'm a firm believer just let the coach play it out until the end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't because that fucks the team up even more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that really does fuck the team up even more, in my opinion, because the players got to get used to a whole new defense, a whole new offense with another coach, all that stuff. It's just, I just don't believe in that, firing people in the middle, unless they did something so wrong.
Yeah.
Like raping some girl, something like that, then I'm like, okay, you know what? I might have to fire you right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, we'll talk about that another day, too. But, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's my answer, though. No.
All right. Well, Green Bay had 2 first-round picks. They got a defensive line and a D-back, one from Michigan, one from Maryland. And this boy, that D lineman, he can play D-line or he can play linebacker. He is 6'4", about 200 and something pounds and fast. So I think they're going to have a good defense again. They had a bad year. Green Bay had a bad year last year, but I think this year they're going to be pretty decent. All right. Number 3, the Saints, 13-3. They got Drew Brees back, Alvin Kamara. Their coach is good. I think they still going to have an outstanding year. They only lost by a play, and arguably remember that pass interference play in the playoffs? It was a clear pass interference.
Yes, I remember that.
You know what I mean? So, and then they draft their first round draft pick was an O-line. So they keeping Drew Brees safe like they always do. I think this is Drew Brees last year. Because of the backup, they got Teddy Bridgewater as a backup QB, and they also got J.T. Barrett as a backup QB. So I think this is going to be Drew Brees last year, and they putting people in place for Drew Brees.
Okay, all right, I can say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah, and they got the they got the Falcons, Panthers, and Bucks in their division. So, all right. So number 2, L.A. Rams. I think they're gonna be pretty good this year. They got pretty much the same team. Two of the strongest running backs in the league, Todd Gurley and Hayfield. Jared Goff is throwing that thing back there, and they got a young team. I didn't like the most boring Super Bowl we ever witnessed probably in the past 2,000 years was last year. That shit was so boring.
I agree. I agree. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah. But hopefully they go back and or they get. I think they'll still go to the playoffs next year, and I don't think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl again. But I think they'll get to the deep in the playoffs and have a nice run for it. All right. And number 1, you can't argue with the Patriots. Just listen. Let's listen to the division. They had the Dolphins who went 7-9. Bills went 6-10, and the Jets went 4-12. So, and I don't think neither of those teams are going to be good this year. So I think they're going to easily make the playoffs again. They got the wide receiver, which they needed a big wide receiver. They got Austin Jenkins to take over the tight end spot because Austin Severe Jenkins, retired. So I think it's going to be a good year for the Patriots, like always. They still got the best organization, the best coaching, and the best QB. You know what I mean? I'm a New England hater. All right.
Okay.
But to put them anywhere else but number 1, you really hate them. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, I don't. Okay. I just don't feel like they're going to be a breakout team. They won a championship last year, so I just don't feel like, the whole thing from the beginning was to be a breakout team. I just don't see the Patriots being that. They've been great.
Yeah, that's true. I think they're going to, I guess, they're already great, and they're going to be even greater. So.
All right.
Yeah.
They're going undefeated the whole way.
I mean, they was 11-5. You know what I mean? And I mean, they can lose every game and just beat their division still. You know what I mean? But I really think they had the best draft because everything they needed, they got. They needed a big wide receiver because they have little wide receivers, so they went and got a big wide receiver. They needed the DB, so they went and got a DB. They needed a tight end, so they got a tight end. So they not missing a step. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see. And then they still have the James White running the ball, Julia Edelman, and Philip Dorsett. So I don't see, if they didn't get better, they ain't get worse. You see what I'm saying? So I think just by that organization, the way they draft and the way they pick their players makes them legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.